There is also an exclusive OR. Let's see how that works. If they're both true or they're both false. That's what XOR is all about. Both true or both false. And it doesn't like it. Why not? Oh, you got to do it a little differently for the XOR. It's a function. So you've got to put, instead of, it's not like an operator, it's a function. There we go. So you got to enter it like this. You can't do it like this. You got to do it like there are two inputs to a function for the XOR. Okay. Trying to just, okay, there's lots of let's go, is finite. There's a special word in MATLAB called infinity. So is infinity finite? It should return a 0. It is not. So there's some is infinity. It should return a true. There's is empty. We've seen exist. Does this variable already exist? Yes. Let's clear it out. Try exist again. It should say no, it doesn't exist. I got rid of it, so it doesn't exist now. Zillions of functions. Use the help. By the way, here, I want to show you, be sure you guys know about this. Help, right there. Question mark button. This will tell you functions. This help right here will browse for functions. This help is just a big command, do everything help. Help XOR will tell you how to use the XOR function. So you can type help command on the command line. And don't forget Google. Sometimes the help system, you might get lost, but somebody else, probably some other time, has encountered the same problem you have. So if you Google, a lot of times you'll find the answer. Okay, I wanted to go here. Let's go to MATLAB. There. Here's the big MATLAB help. Here's functions. Down at the bottom of the page, there's a link called functions. That what function does what. So go to the big help, then click the link down closer to the bottom of the page, and you've got a laundry list of functions. You'll notice here's the little bar. Anyway, here's a laundry list. About everything you could think of doing. Here's the help command. Anyway, there's lots of zillions and zillions and zillions. And here's some more help and support type of functions way down at the bottom. So as you're working through your stuff, get help. Well, you can get online help. That's what this is. Go get it. Go get it. Don't not get it. I'm going to let you guys read about a lot of these functions. I did want to get to characters. Let's see. You will have to do some character manipulation. So you can do number to string of pi. Pi is a special word in MATLAB for the value of pi. And it will give it to the to 5 sig figs. If I change my format, in other words, this format long makes more digits. And do the same thing again. I should have a big, oops, I didn't get a big long number. How come you didn't give me a big long number? I think I know what's going on. Here's where the help comes in. I thought I would get a big long number. I think you have to specify the number of digits, the precision. I remembered that just now. So if I just do this, it's going to give me 5 digits. If I do this, comma 10, I'll get a lot more digits. Let's try that. I'm gonna go really big. Nope, it doesn't go up to 32, but it goes up pretty big. I think that's 16 or something. String to number. Now, go up here. Let's see. Answer. Where's answer? There it is. It's enclosed in single quotes, which tells me it's text. Let's go back. str to num of answer. Answer is a special variable. If you forget to set something equal to something else, it's automatically set equal to ans, or answer. Okay. Now, if I go back here, answer is now pi. It's now a number. You can concatenate strings. I like to use the function. I've tried to do it the way they show it in the book, and I haven't always had success. I always have success here. So it won't put a let's see. Quote, one problem, as I recall this, it doesn't like spaces, and I was right. It doesn't like spaces, so I've got to handle spaces a little differently. Insert a space or something. So and in your book, page 79, a lot of the string functions, number to string, integer to string, string concatenation, comparing strings, find something in a substring, find. Sometimes MATLAB helps you with, oops. It tells you where it starts, and I think it's character number. I think it's character number 6. So give me the answer. Yeah. So in Peter Goodwin, good starts at character number 6. So that's how find string works. You can also get length. You can convert to uppercase. Upper converts to uppercase. Lower to lowercase. Let's see. I think length. Oops. There we go. Yeah, length. By the way, length works on vectors. So B is in there as a vector. Length works on vectors. It's got 2 elements in it. So length works on strings and vectors. Doesn't work on matrices. There is something else it does. So length of A will be, oh, nonsense. And how in the world? Okay, it's not nonsense. It does something I didn't expect. Size of A will give you both dimensions, though. So size is what you want to do for many dimensions. Length you can use for vectors. B is a vector. It's a 2 by 1, 2 rows, 1 column. Am I right about that? Sure, there it is. 2 rows, 1 column. So you can get the from the size command, you can get the length. But but this is kind of like weird. I don't even know why it returns an answer. It should throw an error, but it doesn't. And those are exactly the kind of things you have to watch out for. Okay. Eval is kind of a neat little thing. I want to go through that. Let's see. I want to evaluate the expression. If you have a string here and it's a valid expression, eval executes it just like you were running it from the command line. So A equals bracket 7 comma 8 colon 9 comma 10. So I'm creating a new matrix. I'm just doing something. So this works. Now this is useful if you're trying to save to different file names, for example. You do save string cat, strcat, figure, and then string to number 1, and then evaluate that whole thing. So if I do this, I'm going to clear out A before I do that. I'm going to delete it. I should get a new value of A. In fact, I'm going to clear the whole workspace. Just so we ought to get a new value of A. When I execute this eval command, it ought to create A, and it sure did. So it evaluates it just as if you were typing in the stuff between the apostrophes. It evaluates it just as if you were typing it in on the command line. Okay, a neat little function. Type is a pretty good one too. Type, and then you've already seen display, haven't you? There. This type types out whatever the contents of my file is. If I have a .m file, it will type the contents of it. So this is just, I started and didn't go anywhere with this one. What's that now? Let's see, CIR, CLE, yeah, this is the circle script. There you go. Okay. It ought to be able to do publish too, test publish. So it types out the contents of my publish file. So types out whatever the contents of the file are. As long as it's a .m file, as long as it has the extension M, type it, boom, it comes out. Display, so you can display that. This just so this will type out what A is. And of course, if I did A return, I'd do it this, it would get this. So display is another thing that can help you output. Type, display, eval. If you've got a 2x2 matrix you're saving to one file and a 3x3 to another, and etc. When you have those kinds of problems, you can use the string manipulations, and then you can do eval, and you start saving things. File number 1, file 2, file 3, etc. Okay, that gives you an introduction to strings, eval. We are going to do more. We will do more in the for loops. Chapter 3.4, do it for your homework. It will not be on the test. If you've got questions, ask about it. It has to do with looping, and we'll get into that later, chapter 4 actually. Your book talks about vectorization. So far we've been vectorizing. Let's go way back at the top. Vectorization is solving an equation like this. You don't have to write loops and for I equals 1 to 3 and j equals 1 to 3 and do that kind of stuff. This is using matrix algebra. We can do things like this and get an answer. That's what we mean by vectorization. Whenever possible, try to solve your problem using vectors and matrices. Whenever possible.